Hello guys and welcome to my new video, and today is the new daily update of Virginia, New Jersey, California and New York City races. Okay, we're on the 19th of October, so we have like 15 days until the election, 16 days until the election, I'm sorry. So we're very close until election day. Don't forget, we're gonna have a huge live stream on November 4th, 6:45 p.m. Eastern time. I'm gonna be here covering everything to you and telling you who's gonna win. But, okay, new update about Virginia. We got the Saturday update in Virginia, and the return rate was up a lot. I'm sorry, a lot, not a lot, only 1.90%, 1.90 percentage points, I'm sorry. And the turnout is continuing to go down, okay? And it went down more to the Democrats than in the Republican side, okay? And especially if you see here, I mentioned in previous videos that a gap between 12 to 14 points in turnout would be great for the Republican Party because it would make them competitive in the state of Virginia. Right now, the gap is 13. I'm sorry, it's 12. No, it's 13. It's almost 13. It's 12.5 to 13, okay? That is huge, okay? And if you compare here the EV margin at this same day in 2024 and in 2025, I'm sorry, it's 233, and it was 432, so that's a 2 percentage points difference. Look at this. So NTN was 7.3, okay, 7.3 at the end of 2024. Kamala went by 5.6, so you could assume that this will go down at least 2 percentage points to the election day vote. That is a dead heat in Virginia. At least so far, okay? Emphasize on so far. We got 1,000 new requests, and the turnout is going down. Turnout down probably means that the party that should turn out the most, which are the Democrats, because they are in the opposition, are not turning out, at least in a way they should have. This could mean that this could be a much more competitive race than most people thought, and even myself, because I'm saying 7.5 points to the Democrats, I'm now considering this could be less than that, okay? And I got a comment yesterday or even today that a person that said that you were so dumb. This is the dumbest prediction I've ever seen about Virginia, because you're saying that Abigail Spanberger is going to win by 7.5, and that's not possible. Probably it's going to be by much more than that. I mean, I don't agree with that person. That's my prediction. You have your own prediction. You can have your own, okay? I don't mind, of course, but I think it could be even less than that, okay? I'm right now assuming that we could be like 6 or even 5 or even less than 5, because this data is showing you otherwise, okay? Let's move now to Virginia again, because I want to prove my point, okay? This is the early voting today versus 2024. 65.5% of the vote we have today in comparison of 2024. You can see here that the counties that has the most are the most Republican ones, except from this part here, but the rest is the most. As you can see here, for example, to Rockingham County, 76%. This is huge for Trump, as you can see here. This was for Trump, R plus 37. Okay, I know this is the early vote, so it should be even more Democratic. So the turnout should be higher in Democratic places because the Democrats usually vote early. Okay, and as you can see here, this is 92% in this precinct, 83. So and if you go, for example, to Prince William County, they might be delayed, but it's only 39%. And Kamala won here by 20, I think. 17.9, yeah. So this is, as you can see here, there are some places here that are only at 20% of the turnout we got in 2024. This is dramatic, and we're just comparing early voting, okay? We're not comparing election day, because of course we don't have election day, but this is crucial, okay? If you move to Virginia, if you move to Fairfax County, which is just to the northern part of Prince William, you see the same thing. Look at this. And if you move to Alexandria and Arlington, which are these two places, it's even worse, okay? And if you go here to Loudoun County, you can see it's not so great at all. And if you move to this area here, the Norfolk, Virginia Beach area, same thing. But if you go, for example, to Richmond, they're actually doing great. I mean, 69.8. But look, Eureka and Chesterfield, those are two Democratic counties. Eureka is like 20% Democratic, and Chesterfield is like 10%, not even 10% Democratic. I know if you go for, you're going to say, but if you look at Buchanan County, this is not so great for the Republicans. Yes, this is like 80% for the Republicans. But if you compare to the, I'm sorry, I don't know where it is. I'm not so sure where I can find this. I'm sorry. Let's forget it. But if you compare, this should be like that. This is 85% Trump, okay? I think it's 85. Let's just check. plus 70. Yeah, it's somewhere between 80 and 85. This should be because most of the Democrats should vote early in these places. They even can win most of the counties. But there's not a lot of Democrats there. That's what it should be more Republican. But this is not looking great at all. You can see here in terms of the early in-person vote, the counties that have already surpassed 2024. We don't have any, only one county, which is Trump as well, in Kent County, but the rest is mostly Republican, okay? Have Williamsburg City, but it's a very small county, it doesn't matter a lot. But you go for these very counties, they're almost all Trump. Okay, let's move on to New Jersey. New Jersey didn't have another update, okay? We just see that this edge between the Republicans and Democrats in terms of the return rate in the early vote is starting to shift. It's going to be more Democratic, and I suspect this will flip by the end of the early vote. Don't forget, in the last week of the early vote in New Jersey, you're going to have early in-person vote. That's the most important part for the Republican Party. They need to win it, otherwise they'll be gone in New Jersey. Okay, I do predict right now the margin in New Jersey to be around 3 percentage points. 3% for 3 percentage points the Democrats are leading by 3 percentage points in New Jersey. At least that's my model right now. In terms of the party turnout rate, the Democrats are having a much better turnout than the Republicans because of, normal reasons. Democrats tend to vote more in early vote, and especially mail-in vote, which is the one we're getting so far. Now let's move now to California. Proposition 50. We already have 2 million mail-in votes that are already returned. We're going to have 23 million at best, but of course we're not going to have 100% turnout. And in terms of the margin, I don't care about this status, I'm sorry, but in terms of the margin, we're getting now 22.6% Democratic margin, Democrats plus 22.6. That is a shrinking margin since the start of this early vote, okay? We already got, like, the start of the previous week, we're at 24.5, and now we're at 22.6. That is shrinking. And the last day we got votes, which was on Friday, it was only 14.5. So that's shrinking right now. If this can go up to 15, Democrats plus 15, which is the early vote as well, we could have a competitive thing in California, competitive race in California. The problem here is you can go to geography. I just want to check, but this may take a while. Okay, we're ready. So as you can see here, in terms of the return share, the most are Los Angeles, San Diego, and Orange. Los Angeles is the biggest county in the state of California. It is the most Democratic. So, not the most Democratic, but the most Democratic in terms of nominal votes, okay? And as you can see here, San Diego and Orange are quite battlegrounds. If the Republicans want to pull this out, not the Republicans, but the no part in the proposition for redistricting wants to pull this out, they need to do well in San Diego, in Orange, and Riverside as well, and probably in San Bernardino as well. Right now, the return share is very low, so we still have a long way to go in this very not so very Republican, but at least more competitive. But you can see San Francisco, which is the biggest in terms of percentage-wise, 85% Democratic, it still have a little while to go. So we need to wait. Right now we have 2 million votes. Probably we can reach that to 20% or 25%. We'll see. Tomorrow we're going to be here again talking about this. So yeah. And about New York City as well. Mandani, this is not so correct because Adams is not right now in the race. He dropped out. Swilla is still in the race, but many Cuomo supporters or Andrew Cuomo supporters are saying to Swilla to drop out because otherwise Mandani will be the next mayor of New York, and I suspect right now he's gonna win, not by 18 as RCP is saying, but I think by 10 or so. And I just want to say something about the Virginia Attorney General race, okay? Which so far means that the Republicans might gonna take this a while. I might gonna win this race. They're gonna win this race because of the scandal in the Democratic gubernatorial candidate Jay Jones. Okay, I think they're gonna win this. Probably not by a lot, but at least enough to. And for the person who is saying, I'm just so sad to saw that comment, so aggressive comment that said that my Virginia prediction was very awful because it would give to the Democrats only 7.5%. Look at RCP, and this is RCP, okay? 6.5 is Spanberger, okay? And people are sometimes not so intelligent to say things, okay? And I think that was a very offensive comment, and yeah, but people have the freedom to say it, so yeah. And about the county map, which I do have here, I'm sorry. In New Jersey, we don't have anything new, okay, to be honest. only here in New Jersey. I didn't add anything, but if the prediction continues to go towards the Republicans, at least if the Republicans might be able to win the early in person, I might have to flip this county, Burlington and Bergen as well, because I think those two are going to flip. But in Virginia, after all of this different news in the turnout, we might have a flip in this county and that county as well, okay? But this is so early to say anything. Don't forget, subscribe and leave your like. If you're new, you need to subscribe. And if you like the video, you should give a like to support my channel. Don't forget you have the PayPal link somewhere in the channel to donate. Just $1, just $2, 50 cents if you have, just to support this channel continuing his work. And don't forget to as well to tune in November 4th for the election night coverage in America. So yeah, see you tomorrow, and I hope you stay well. Thank you.